Yahaya Bello's emergence as governor of Kogi State in 2015 was a product of absolute pure divine grace. For a man of his age, not many people have had that kind of grace and favor bestowed on them from the good Lord. His breakthrough into Nigeria's political scene perhaps should be taken as a crash course in the universities. Yahaya Bello is indeed a man that is much criticized and at the same time admired by many. In Nigeria's politics today, it is rare to see elected public officials who have decided, through diligence and courage, to do things positively different. For many Nigerian politicians, the central narrative of public office is easy to summarize: talk the talk rather than walk the talk. When Yahaya Bello was sworn in as fourth democratically elected governor of Kogi State on January 27, 2016, those who knew him were not in any doubt that he had a good understanding of the many problems facing the state, that he had their solutions. He did not disappoint as he quickly got to work with an agenda to give the state a facelift. By the end of his first term in 2020, those who had little doubt over his capacity to fix the state had become convinced that he was the right person for the job. That earned him another term of 4 years as governor of the state. A year and a half into his second tenure, his name will go down in history as a man who transformed Kogi to a modern state in terms of infrastructural development, youths and women empowerment, security, healthcare, education, and agriculture.
Today I am glad that I've come to see by myself. This is what we call IMAC. This is not hearsay. This is Kogi walking. Came on board and we promised fixed infrastructure for the benefit of our people and all other users from across the country. Today you're seeing it live here in Kogi State. Mr. President have always emphasized that we should fix infrastructure. That once the infrastructures are fixed, it will be more convenient to fight crimes and criminalities and secure our people. There will be economic prosperity. When the infrastructures are fixed, Nigerians will face their business. And we are doing that particular footsteps and advice of President Muhammadu Buhari. As he is doing it at the federal level, I am equally doing it at state level here in Kogi State. Today here used to be a jam-packed junction. Ordinarily, this is supposed to be a federal government project because it is a federal government road. But we have undertaken to construct this particular bridge or flyover and the road because our people and other Nigerians that are transversing between the north and south, east and west, pass through this particular notorious junction. By the special grace of God, by the end of this year, we are going to commission this edifice. With the little resources available to us, scientific and prudent management, we are achieving huge successes. We have just inspected GYB Model Science Secondary School. By the grace of God also, by the end of this year, we are going to commission at least 3 of such schools. Inshallah. And several other projects that are coming on board. We are not doing magic. We are simply applying common sense. We are simply applying our skills. We are simply applying humanity in governance. And that is why we are recording all of these successes today in Kogi State. Whoever challenge you that what is GYB doing in Kogi State, simply flash all of our projects, all of our successes in terms of infrastructure, in terms of fighting insecurity, in terms of financial prudence, accountability, and good management.
One of the landmark achievements of the governor was solving the security challenges in the state. Prior to his assumption of office, insecurity in the state was at its peak. Kogi State is noted as being the only state in Nigeria to border 10 other states. Due to its strategic location, armed robbers and kidnappers attacked travelers with reckless abandon. But when Bello took over the mantle of leadership, he declared full-fledged war on armed robbers, criminals and kidnappers operating in the state. While other governors were parading the presidential villa for solutions to the security challenges bedeviling their states, Bello took it upon himself as the chief security officer of the state to safeguard his people from the men of the underworld. The first thing he did was to provide the necessary equipment to security agents. He provided over 200 utility vehicles for security patrol, while over 500 motorcycles were provided for security operations to allow security agents gain access to the hinterlands where most of the heinous crimes are committed. Also, he employed the services of vigilante security outfit, while also providing sophisticated gadgets for Operation Total Freedom (OPT), established by his administration to stamp out criminal activities in the state. In addition to procuring these equipment, the launch of the security whistleblower policy was helpful in exposing a lot of criminals. The Vigilante Service Operation (VSO) and the domestication of the Criminal Justice Code were also instrumental to the excellent security of lives and property in the state. The construction of the Army Forward Operational Base in Okene was also part of measures that culminated in the peace enjoyed in the state today. Still on insecurity, in a sharp move to avert the much talked about farmers-herdsmen clashes, the Bello-led administration created a dialogue and cooperation platform for a free flow of communication between the government and the herdsmen on one hand and the communities and herdsmen on the other hand. This move has ensured that both farmers and herdsmen are living peacefully together in Kogi State.
Onoja Edward David, a citizen of Kogi State, the Deputy Governor of Kogi State by the grace of God. The day my principal took oath, January 27, 2016, if you remember, he wept. He wept, of course, when he mentioned his mom, but he was filled with deep emotions that I have been saddled with a great responsibility. Top of that responsibility is protection of lives and property, which is cardinal for every government. And immediately he was sworn in. He called a security meeting the very next day. Remember that I was also appointed chief of staff same day he was sworn in. And the statistics they put before him about crime and criminality in Kogi just between January 1st and 27th of January told him very clearly that the first thing you must tackle in this state is insecurity. There was 23 cases of kidnapping and armed robbery within 27 days in Kogi State. And even before His Excellency bought any official, myself inclusive, a vehicle as an official car, he had bought 150 security vehicles equipped for the security agencies. That is to tell you, before any government official gets comfortable, I want Kogi people to be secured. So he did that in 2016, and we got vehicles January 2nd of 2017. So he focused on ensuring that there were vehicles on all the roads in Kogi State, those for the Navy, those for the Army, those for the police, civil defense, customs, NDLA, All the paramilitary, vigilante, he got all those first before considering those of us he gave offices to run. Because you cannot run any office inside a space of insecurity. And that action alone drove these criminals away from Kogi boundaries, and the heat has been on. And again, he came up with, there was a law that was already existing, anti-kidnap law, but nobody was enforcing it. He took that law and started enforcing it, that any building that is gotten from the proceeds of such crime would go down. Fortunately, and different from what most people will do, he didn't send aides to the field to get that job done. He led us to the field, ensured that that job was done in the central, in Kogi East, in Kogi West, in Lokoja. And today, in spite of the 10 boundaries we have, which would be easy access for criminals in and out, we still rank the safest state in northern Nigeria. It is because somebody did something right. And I believe that is why we are having this peace and security we are enjoying today in Kogi State.
Infrastructural development is another area Governor Bello has performed excellently well. Even with meager allocations received by his administration from the Federation account, GYB has been able to turn Kogi into a construction site. Upon assumption of office, Governor Bello promised to renovate, construct and reconstruct road networks across the state and to improve on the aesthetics of the state through beautification of the environment, believing it would attract both local and foreign investment. He has fulfilled that pledge to a larger extent. For instance, Governor Bello has successfully rehabilitated roads in Kogi West that stretches up to 77 kilometers. He has rehabilitated the Kaba Township Road down to Iyamoye, Ife Olokotun Ponyo, Jege, Ejuku, and Ijowa roads in Kogi West Senatorial District. Also, the Ikeje Ogugu Ete Road, that was last graded in the 70s, has been constructed. Remarkably, the Bello administration constructed the popular Shintaku Boloko Road to Dekina in Kogi East. In addition to this landmark achievement, the Kogi State Governor also rehabilitated the Ankba Township Road and then constructed a 0.7-kilometer Agasa Ukpogoro Road, that's 8.5 kilometers, Ogomnana Egbogogo Total Road in Kogi Central Senatorial District. Furthermore, the governor has been able to provide succor to rural Kogites in some parts of Kogi East via the Light Up Kogi East project, which is extremely laudable. He upgraded critical electricity distribution infrastructure to enable and enhance power evacuation from Itobe substation to Ajokuta to most parts of Kogi East.
I'm Engineer a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and by the grace of God, the Honorable Commissioner for Works and Housing. Well, this is the Garaja Junction, the popular Garaja Junction in Lokoja. It connects the entire northern part of Nigeria to the eastern part of Nigeria. So it's a heavy traffic reason when it comes to traffic. So what we are doing here is that we are constructing a flyover that will take away the incessant accidents and the gridlock occasioned by the connectivity of roads here, so that we can free traffic and even improve on the economic situation of this area. By the grace of God, we have about 62% by the grace of God. Then we have so far constructed about 92 piles underground and well casing and cap. Then from there we move to the piers, and as you can see, we are in the last capping of the piers. by your standing there. And we have constructed the first abutment over there. So this is the last one that we are also doing here. So this is the stage of work as we have now. When you have a leader that is connected to the people, he will always put the people first in all his actions. So it is a matter of priority. The governor has shown concern, but over time, before the advent of this administration, we have situation whereby whenever it rains, you will see tippers along the road hauling sand away from the road. If you look at the work we are doing now, we are taking away completely all those challenges. If you look at the drainage network that we are doing constructing here now, this has addressed that one permanently before the structures began. So by the grace of God, it's a priority project to the governor, it is a legacy project, and it is a project that is connecting the people of the Kogi state to their economic activities. We have a date from the conception up to where we are going. There was a date. We have a work program that is working for us, and by the grace of God, as at where we are now, we are on top of our work program, and this will lead us to December end when this project will be delivered. But from what we are doing now, there is proper engagement between the people and government that this project is their own, and by the time we are through with the project, maintenance will not be an issue, and even by extension, we are going to have a standard fire service station right here that will be serving the people. This is an addition to the project that we are doing.
In addition, it is worthy to note that Governor Yahaya Bello has been at the forefront of women empowerment. The governor is specifically empowering Kogi women politically and giving them strategic portfolios in the state. Feelers from the state revealed that the government of Yahaya Bello has gone far beyond the 35% affirmative action for women and has made Kogi State a pace-setter and a model in gender inclusiveness. The governor is reputed to have ensured that about 63 female councillors emerged in the last Kogi State local government election. 21 female vice chairmen emerged during the election, and 21 female council leaders emerged at the ward level of the ruling All Progressive Congress APC in Kogi State. His commitment to gender parity in governance led the National Council of Women Societies (NCWS) to award the Kogi State Chief Executive the most gender-sensitive governor in Nigeria.
I am Fola Shade Arike Ayuade, Mrs. I'm the secretary to the government of Kogi State by His grace. His Excellency believes so much in the power of women. His ADC, for the first time in the history of Nigeria, is a woman. In the whole of the 19 northern states, from 2016 to date, I'm the only woman SSG. From 2016 to date, the head of service, since he became governor, has been a woman. The vice chancellor of the university, the oldest state university, we have two now, she's a woman. The provost of College of Education Technica is a woman. The provost of School of Nursing is a woman. We have chairmen of agencies. The pioneer agency of Pension Commission in Kogi State. His Excellency said, no, it takes a woman to man it well. A woman is the DG, Director General. The pioneer Kogi Enterprises Development Agency. He said it takes a woman to manage it well. She is a woman. The MD, Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, is a woman. We have women that are special advisors. The amazing aspect of it is that all the 21 local government areas in Kogi State, all the vice chairpersons are women. In the state, we have a speaker. Local government council, all the house leaders are all women. In each of the local government areas, we have minimum of 3 women as councillors. Minimum. There are some local governments that they have 4 or 5. By the time you put this together, you agree with me that His Excellency has exceeded the 35% affirmative action.
In the agriculture sector, it is public knowledge that agriculture is the mainstay of the economy. There are many farm produce from the state, notably coffee, cocoa, palm oil, cashews, groundnuts, maize, cassava, yam, rice and melon. Unleashing his passion for agricultural revolution, Bello oversaw the construction of the first Kogi rice milling factory in Ejiba, Yagba West local government area of Kogi State. The project has capacity to mill more than 1,000 bags of 50 kilograms of high-quality rice per day, while it also has the capacity to employ over 5,000 indigents of Kogi State. Other notable accomplishments in the agricultural sector is that the Governor Bello administration has succeeded in encouraging the youth to key into farming through orientation, sensitization, mechanization, input subsidy and many other supports.
A lot. From one senatorial district to the other. Let me start from my own senatorial district, which is Western Senatorial District. There is a 4 billion naira rice mill in my senatorial district. We produce rice, confluence rice. One thing I know about the governor is that he doesn't make noise. He's a silent achiever. 4 billion naira project, and the rice is confluence rice. That is, and of course we have 1 or 2. There is a road in my community. If you look at Ekunriade, Ohun Road, this government. Have you visited Kaba Township recent time? Kaba Township. That is west. Oh. If we go to, and of course we have the General Hospital in Esonlu, a model one, nice one, ongoing. We have a lot of others like that. Then if you go to east or central, east roads, I can't even mention, I'm tired of even mentioning. But you'll be able to, it's good you go yourself, then you see it. Is it central we want to talk about? Look at the reference hospital. 300 bed space. Kogis will not need to go to Abuja. They may not need to travel abroad. What about roads there? Recently, we built a palace for of Ebiraland, where he is his own private apartment. Built a befitting one for him. Built for Ata of Igala during our first tenure. We're working on the one for Kaba, Obaro of Kaba. And one good thing about the governor is that he loves equity, fairness, and justice. When you bring, as a commissioner, if you bring a memo to State Executive Council meeting, I'm the secretary by grace. When you bring a memo to ESCO and you say it's going to this district, it will ask you, what about the other districts? You will need to go back with your memo and go and include the other senatorial districts. That is Yahaya Bello for you.
Even with these giant strides in agriculture, education has not been left to suffer. The establishment of Kogi State University of Science and Technology, Osara, the first state-owned University of Technology in the state, is a testament of the vision of the governor in promoting development through technological advancement. The infrastructural development witnessed in Kogi State University and Polytechnic is also worth celebrating. Kogi State College of Nursing, Obangade, has also been given a facelift as the monotechnic has been converted to a polytechnic. These achievements in the education sector made the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, to deem it fit to award the governor distinguished role model in education for his outstanding achievements in the sector in 4 years.
It's often said that an enlightened society is the bedrock of any development. And what you see here is the determination of His Excellency to impart on the leadership recruitment process, which is by building leadership from the scratch. This structure here is GYB Model Science and Secondary School, and this is one of its kind in the entire country. This structure, we have 4 of them across the state. This is one here in Lokoja, we have one in Ogamnana, we have one in Dekina, and of course we have one as well in the west towards Kabaside. So now what this is intended to achieve is to make sure we have a cost-tech university in place now. This cost-tech university is unique in all its structure, and it was designed to address certain skill gap. So because of that, we need to make sure we keep increasing the inflow of the material, that's the children required to take this advantage of the university. So if you look at what is happening here, this is a modern science secondary school, fitted with all laboratories and equipment. So from the base, the ground floor, we have 2 suspended floors. The first one is for JSS classes, the second one is for SS classes, and it's for science schools only. And all is tailored towards enhancing the capacity of our children so that they will serve as the needed input to the cost-tech university. So at the end of the day, productivity will be increased. The ground floor, if you see the design, you will have center for where we'll be doing the CBT. That's the big hall there. It's for CBT exams. Then we have physics and physics laboratory side, we have chemistry side, we have a Greek and nutrition side, we have food and science side. So all those ones are what we have there. Then we have the general arena where children will be assembled to do some recreation activity, open space for them where they can refresh and then do all sorts of things. The intention is that it's going to be fitted with free Wi-Fi so that children around this place 2-4 they can have access to learning. You can immediately I arrived here, I was discussing with the contractor. We are already putting in place a master plan to take away the flooding through adequate design of drainage system. We have taken the slope of the area. Internally, we have done something, and by the entire design we are going to do now, it will take the entire volume of water, discharge them in a more coordinated form. By 2022, we will start touching all these structures across the state. That is the budget of the next year on education. All other structures that we are not touching now will be accommodated in our master plan for 2022.
A closer look at the health sector in Kogi reveals that the governor has done wonderfully well. In 2019, he initiated free healthcare services for pregnant women as part of efforts to tackle the rising rates of maternal and infant mortality. There have also been renovation, remodeling, and re-equipping of 25 existing primary healthcare centers, 1 per local government area, with solar-powered boreholes and electrification to help the success of the Healthcare Plus program. Recruitment, training, and retraining of health workers in various specialties, provision of free maternal and newborn healthcare services, including referral services where and when necessary, among other life-saving intervention.
The health facility were so bad that even people going for operation, when they are going, you will see no stretcher, they will back them to operation, to theater. People will back people to theater. It was so bad to that level. We have the pictures. No stretcher, no ambulance. You see people, you see patient, you see people like 3 people. The patient will be inside. The Okada will carry them to hospital. That was the situation. It was so bad. So when he came, he started from the immediate community hospitals that people can have reach to. Not the one you can take cancer or big problem to. The one that can even attend to headache, stomach, appendix, and those things. So we started. We have this Nagazi hospital, we have the Obehila hospital, we have the health center in Ihima, we have the Obangede, we have that of Apanko Primary Health Care Center, we have the Ebea Primary Health Care Center. We have so much. So the intervention go to this one so that we can reduce the tension. The Kogi General Hospital was constructed in the 40s. And since the construction, it had been community intervention that is surviving the hospital. Community intervention and maybe well-being, because the only intervention they see there is when you come to donate. I donate my trust, I donate even tissue papers. People donate them to the hospital. So, but the governor thought it wise that if you said you are changing the situation of the people and you are not touching their health, then you are not doing any work. Just as he said in a specialist hospital, it is zero work done. If you are not doing that, that is the meaning of the zero work done. So what we did was that, first, Okene is growing in population. And that hospital is serving a network of about 9 to 10 states. Because accident from Ibilo, accident coming from Opela, accident coming from this Ajakuta Itobe Aziz, accident even coming from people coming from Abuja, down after, middle after Lokoja, accident coming from Omuwo, Ekiti, down to Owo, down to Okene. The traffic is much. They are bringing it in. Because that is the only nearby hospital you can access. Then on daily basis, the patronage was so huge that people even volunteer to be receiving treatment in floor because of lack of adequate facility. So having reconciled these figures as presented to the State Executive Council, Excellency now give the marching order that we need to have a structure in place that will not only be addressing the health need of the immediate community, but also taking into cognizance this traffic of people coming and going. And again, to look at what are their specific needs and challenges. Is it just, I want to, maternity? Is it just pregnancy? Is it accident? Is it cancer issue? Is it orthopedic? So, because of this diverse engagement, we now come into the reality that there is a need for a befitting reference hospital, whereby all cases coming from all these adjoining states and communities can be received and treated accordingly. But in doing this, it requires a very huge sums of money. You have a leader with high political will to take that initiative. You need a leader with a great mind to attempt to do such thing. Just like in the flyover. Many leaders came and saw it and gave away because they know they have maximum 8 years. But Excellency said he will never be described with such thing. So that is why that reference hospital is being situated there. That since it's serving network to many, and in diverse cases, then we should have a befitting reference. If you see in that hospital now, we have oxygen therapy plant, so many things. It's only human being who cannot create there at the end of the day. By the time it is ready, the traffic of people that will be coming there from various states, it will be massive because it is designed both in terms of structure, facility, manpower, projection. They are all integrated in the design. And when we are done with the hospital, in terms of civil work, the equipment that are coming in, the procurement is over. The manpower design is also being taken care of. So everything will be integrated to serve the people.
These achievements, among others, have led to increase in the support base of the governor.